It's a brand new season, and Fox Sports coverage begins here at Daytona International Speedway with a race of last year's pole winners, the Daytona Shootout. I'm Mike Joy with Darrell Waltrip.
Mike, this is an interesting race. It's almost like an all-star race. A lot of pride. Not any points, just money, a trophy, and to say that you won this race.
Any strategy?
Yes, sir. Flat out and belly to the ground.
So let's find out who's the fastest of last year's fastest qualifiers. And let's get this season underway here in Daytona.
Hello everybody and welcome to our NASCAR 15 Season 2 here at the Daytona International Studio for the Budweiser Shootout, where we start on the pole alongside the 11 of Denny Hamlin. Of course, here we debut in the 48, driving as Jimmy Johnson this time, not Dale Earnhardt Jr. as we did last season. A different driver here to win the championship as we fight alongside Denny Hamlin as we are underway in green here in this shootout. We're going to have a couple of rounds of racing here. This is round one as we try to hold on here in the outside lane of Denny Hamlin here at Daytona. Of course, last season we TNF'd on the last lap of the shootout. Didn't get the wins. Now we try to block the 43, hang on to the high line, but we instantly lose the bottom. There goes Regan Smith going around us. Carl Edwards goes by us. Here comes Casey Kane finding his way by us. Does look like that was Dale Jr., the car we just drove last season. Now we're down to 7th. As we try to work our way back through the pack here. If we can get to the bottom line, but we're trapped on the outside right now. We have nowhere to go as we try to go in the middle here to follow the 19. Carl Edwards. That doesn't work out. Big contact, big wheel. The 51 of August says we're getting a huge wheel. What a save back here by all of us. And now we continue to just drop like a rock. We feel from starting in second all the way back to 14th as Kenseth uses us up. Now we're down to 15th, 16th. And oh my goodness. Dropped all the way down to 16th place here at Daytona. We're 3 wide in the middle. Cannot fit in line here between Kurt Busch and Joey Logano. We're trying everything we can here, but we're stuck. There goes Harvick. Now we're down to 18th. We're nearly going to fall outside of the top 20 in the span of a lap and a half here. We're all the way down to 19th and a huge block on Kyle Busch. He bounces off the wall. We're 4 wide for position. This is that we are going to fall outside the top 20. We are about to go in the second. We finally fit back into the outsides. We drop all the way down to 22nd place and now have to get back at it as we right now temporarily have 21st over David Reagan to try to use the draft of Ricky Stenhouse down and recover some positions here, and we cross him up here, force our way down there to the side of Vickers, who's making us go 3 wide with Cole Witt as we now clear Vickers. He checks up. That gets us a big run here to 19th. We can Joey Logano on the 22, a huge shot to fly by the 34 David Reagan, and now we fight for 17th with Logano. I just have to find our way here in a position. We clear him as now we move into 17th. We're going to try to gain up to this pack in front of us. Kevin Harvick, though, is a loner here. We're fly right by him because he has no draft. We're about to put ourselves up into 16th. We use Harvick's draft, and right around him into 16th place we go now around Kevin Harvick. As now we finally start to make our way back up through this darn field. Regan Smith, though, leading the way right now as we try to block Ricky Stenhouse behind us, who runs in 17th. As we try to recover from what's been a horrendous start to the shootout here, where we've really had to fight for our life back here. Really struggling Stenhouse. We throw a huge block on the 17. He's got a big run. We hold him off, though. Moving to 69 on the later this lap. On lap 4, here comes Kyle Busch inside. This is the last lap of the first segment. We're into the 18. He's down the apron. We're trying to merge back on the race. We're crashing into the 16 to before the segment's over. We're crashing all over the place, and we'll be scored in 19th. We lost a couple of spots there to Keselowski and Logano. After we sent Kyle Busch, and Biffle may have gotten us there, may have been scored ahead. He is scored ahead of us as we sent him, and it's not the way we wanted to end the stage. This first little incident. Casey Kane was the opening segment here into Keselowski. Oh, hard hit into the wall afterwards. That's going to get us some damage, and everyone required to make a pit stop at the end of the first segment. So we come down, and we're going to get back underway here with just 9 laps to go, and we are going to be back in 18th place. If we can make it happen, this would be an incredible comeback. So that's what we're going to try to do here on the outside of Keselowski. Have Brian Vickers in the 55 right there behind us, giving us a big shot here as we try to catch up to the 22 of Joey Logano up ahead. Kurt Busch up ahead of him. Big run here, and there's steaming rolling us on the inside, so we move Logano out of the way, pull him 3 wide, really try to shuffle him out, but we get to the bottom. No, we can't. The 34 Reagan hooks us. We saved it. What a save. He almost wrecked us. And there was some momentum, and once again, we are getting absolutely freight trained right now by the field all the way down to 24th place. After that fiasco, nearly 25th as here comes Kyle Busch on our outside. He will take 24th, all the way down to 25th. Once again, lost 7 spots in the initial restart, but now we got to run here as McMurray through that clutch block and Kyle Busch to give us some momentum. We need to get to David Gillen. We got no run right now, so we're beating up the side of Jamie McMurray's car, trying to get whatever momentum and speed we can right now to get up into this front pack at the 38. Todd Gilliland up there, up ahead. As we try to make it work, there's McMurray, Kyle Busch just up ahead. They clear us, we fall back, and there's Biffle behind them, but we hang on here on the bottom, really fighting, and we just fence the 16 because right now nothing is going right for us. We don't have any momentum, really, any draft help. Everyone's just training on the outside. Just now we want to see as we fall all the way down to 26th place. And finally, we get some help here on the bottom. Greg Biffle goes to the bottom. Kyle Busch goes down in front of him with the 1 of McMurray, the 20 of Kensis. Now we move to the outside, fight our way up into 25th place. Now starting to make some hay. Outside of McMurray, looking to get into 23rd. There's Matt Kensis in the 20. Big shot to him here. 7 to go as we try to move our way up into 22nd. Just giving Matt Kensis the big shove here. Trying to move him forward so we can move forward as well. He checks up in front of us as we got to shove him up here to that guy. Those guys up ahead. Looks like David Gillen, Joey Logano, Danica Patrick Brother Group. We get in the back of the 20. Big save. He was up in the wall. Goes Kenseth, and we wipe him out behind us. We stay green as we move into 22nd now. And so now we're going to move here to David Gillen, the 38. We go underneath the 38 machine. Take 21st from him. Now looks like get on the top 20 here on the outside, Joey Logano, which we will with a big run here on the outside. We make it work there as we draft up to the 6 of Trevor Bayne. Now getting some momentum back in our favor here. Something really starting to work right now as we get a huge run down the straight right here. Catch up to the 6 of Bayne. Danica, big run. Now we're back into this lead pack, finally back in contention, and we are carving through the field like a pumpkin pie right now. We are moving into the back. Casey Kane, big wiggle. He hangs on to it. We fight our way all the way up in the top 15. Get both by both of our teammates of Earnhardt Jr. and Casey Kane. Jeff Gordon still ahead of us, so now we're in the draft of 12th place Tony Stewart. But we're really getting close to the end of this second segment out of 3 in this shootout as we try to get into position where we can contend for this win right now and get it done as we work with Tony Stewart there. But Michael Lynn has the draft, and we got a big run using that inside lane draft. Go back to the top with Tony, then cross up to the middle line. Work here in the outside between underneath the 11. Denny Hamlin racing back to the line, and we're going to be scored in 10th. The top 10 there in the end of the segment was pretty impressive. That late charge just got around Denny Hamlin at the start-finish line to get ourselves in the top 10 here at the end of segment 2. Segment 2 winner Jeff Gordon, our teammate. That's 2 of our teammates have won the segment so far. We finally get ourselves back up in the top 10. Now it's pit stop time. We are going to stay out on the racetrack, and we are going to get back underway here, restarting in 10th with just 5 to go here. We're going to get a big drop on the back of Regan Smith from the 7. We look to pull high, nothing there. We stick behind him, try to get there. But in between him and Vickers, we pull him 3 wide here, trying to make this work in the middle line. We slow down the 7, try to get Brad Keselowski's draft. We have Denny Hamlin right on our grill behind us. They're really putting some pressure. They go underneath Keselowski. Cause Jeff Gordon, though, we're going to stack us up in the middle. A little bit of contact, big wiggle, nearly 4 wide situation. That could have been ugly. And now we're stuck in the middle, nowhere to go. Shoving Jeff Gordon. You got Denny Hamlin shoving us. But hey, we're actually making some progress here until we got blocked right there by Vickers. 55 comes up the block, slows down all our momentum. Now we're getting banged by everyone in the known universe back here, banging into everybody. We look to move Jeff Gordon out of the way, but now it's like there goes Denny going right by us. Now once again, we're put back in the sucker hole. Falling back positions, down to 12th now. Now on the outside of Vickers is now moved between Jeff Gordon, Denny Hamlin. There's Harvey. We're back in the top 10 into 8th now, and a huge move here with 4 laps to go. Possibly below the WL line right there. As we move into 7th, now we're going to go through for top 5 underneath Martin Truex. Your contact. He's going to slide up in the wall. They saved it. What a save by whoever the heck that was. I just got absolutely slammed in the wall. We almost wrecked it. And now we fall back to 7th as now 8th as Regan Smith is going to get by us. As we try to fit behind him there. Just up to him and our teammate Jeff Gordon, who's just up ahead of him. As what a turn of events right there with the looseness nearly wrecking. Eric Almirola has now cycled out to be your race leader as we fight back to gain as many positions as possible. Underneath Jeff Gordon, now we move into 7th place. There's a 7 of Regan Smith. Big move to his bumper right there to try to get into 6th. Nothing yet. Now him and Newman all pit. We fly by Justin Allgaier. He slowed down to let them pit. Now we're to 3rd place with just 3 laps to go. All you have to do is pass Martin Truex Jr. and Kurt Busch, who are now too far ahead of the pack. Side by side, slowing themselves down. Me and Tony Stewart are going to have a huge run. We could not block Tony right there. He somehow got to our outside with some aggressive moves. Now we're side by side catching this pack. How is this going to work out? We're going underneath the 41 of Kurt Busch. Big on Truex, and we're going to give him a bump, and there's some contact. Whoa! Hang on to it all over the place there. Lots of contact. Now Trevor Bayne in the 6 on our bumper. Big run And Truex in the 78 there. We're going to pull him 3 wide for the lead. And we take the lead coming to 2 to go in the shootout. What a tremendous power move. To get in a position here to finally, we have not really been in contention all races. We've had terrible restarts. I've had to try to recover all day. There goes Truex in the pits. Now it's just me and Kurt Busch. 2 to go in the shootout. Can we finally win an exhibition event at Daytona? Here, the shootout, we didn't get it last year with a disastrous finish. We're trying to hang on for dear life this year. It's myself, Kurt Busch, Tony Stewart, and Cole Witt, the top 4. As most everyone has pitted, but we might have just enough fuel here. We're also partially saving fuel here through the corners, lifting a little bit. So we're trying to do everything we can here to make sure we can make it to the end and secure this shootout win. Got Kurt Busch behind Stewart and then Cole Witt in the 35 right there. We're going to stay out, commit, go to the end here, and we're going to see what happens. Stewart, the big run behind us. And you got the 41 of Kurt Busch, Cole Witt, they're all right there. What is going to happen? Huge runs coming. There's Tony. There's Cole Witt back there. Tony Stewart out comes down pit road with Kurt Busch. We go to block it. That's going to be between me and Cole Witt for the win here in the shootout. White flag. Final lap at Daytona in the shootout. As myself as Jimmy Johnson versus Cole Witt for Front Row Motorsports in the 35, dueling it out for the shootout win. We actually give Ricky Johnson a bumper, trying to work with him and fence him right there. Not exactly what we wanted to do. We're trying to draft him so we can save some fuel here. We're going to lift here down the backstretch here, maybe save a little bit of fuel to make sure we can go the distance. We just keep pace with what we got. Stenhouse can get a little bit of a run on us back here. We go throw a massive block on the bottom, throw a block up high, and we nearly have the shootout locked up through 3 and 4 now for the final time. Stenhouse to the high side. We go to block him. We get a successful block. Now down the front stretch, pretty much smooth sailing from here. We can coast from here. We just stick it low. Come to the checkered flag. We are going to win the Budweiser shootout with contact from Stenhouse afterwards. We hold off Cole Witt, and we have won the shootout at Daytona. So we get the job done here, and a huge win for us. And a great way to start off the season with some momentum. Of course, non-points paying race, but still a great way to start off the season with some positive momentum. We are your winners. Fast lap of the race, lead the last 3 laps. Cole Witt, your runner-up. Michael Annett, 3rd. David Gilliland, 4th. Tony Stewart, 5th. Kurt Busch, 6th. Dale Jr., 7th. Jeff Gordon, 8th. Matt Kenseth, 9th. And Justin Allgaier runs your top 10. See the race of the results here on your screen. Until next episode, I hope you all have a good one.